It's Sam the Dingus again, and of course, always. This is Stories of Life number 5. Times I gave terrible customer service. Hope I'm allowed to tell these stories. Life is strange, but we all gotta eat. Sometimes you gotta go to the store, and you need some help. Sometimes that person totally inconveniences you instead. But sometimes that person is you, and you have to do your best to help when you don't really know how to. Or you're just an idiot or a dingus, like me. So I got 3 stories, and maybe some more hidden in there, of some whack shit that I have gone through as a result of my personality. So the first story belongs to Roy's Pools, and that company will get a video all on its own, because wow, what an adventure that was. So this is what happened here. Yes, street beefs. I was working at Walmart before street beefs. That was my first job when I was like 19. And I saved up a ton of money, like 5,000 probably, maybe more. And because I didn't really have bills. My parents even bought food at that time for me. Like, geez, what hacks. And I didn't go out ever, so it was just a machine. So I quit my job at one point to grind in Virginia at street beefs, where I slept in my car for like 3 months. Ended up staying somewhere else. But hey, if you want to hear that story, there's 30 and plus more videos specifically dedicated to that. It's called the Virginia Vlogs. Virginia everything. I have playlists for everything on this channel. So when I came back after 3 months, I learned that Walmart has a 6-month wait policy after you're terminated. So I needed to find a way to make money before I was able to work at Walmart. And I was like, damn, that sucks. But whatever, I'll find something. It was my boy Donovan who showed me tons of videos of him and I sparring, by the way, on the channel. Backyard boxing. He told me about Roy's Pools. It was a company he was working at who needed people. So he said if you show up, you'll get a job probably. So sure enough, I just showed up one morning and I got a job with Mr. Roy. Wow. So, I mean, it all started off pretty legit. It was just me. I don't know. We were split up into groups. I was just following him around at first, though, I think, learning some basic stuff. So he was, like, teaching me one-on-one at first. And I was like, yo, this is dope. I'm actually learning how to do something cool, you know? Like, I don't really know how to tinker with anything. Cars, computers, anything really useful like that. Pool's not, like, that useful, but it can help in a pinch, you know? But it was paying pretty good, so I was happy to get into it. So like I said, I'm going to dedicate a whole video to this. I'm not going to go crazy into it here, but this company was not as good as it seemed, and the staff, there is like 2 or 3 capable people who may or may not be there, because there's 2 stores in different towns that they're running back and forth between. They're trying to make it work, but Mr. Roy made a lot of promises he couldn't keep, and he didn't have the time to properly teach us anything either. So me, Sam the Dingus, not knowing anything, was one of like 8 employees. So there's a lot of times where things were fine because there was someone there who knew what they were doing, who could lead the way. But there was one time he sent me and this one other kid named DP. I mean, his last name was actually Pool, so he was a right fit for the company after all. But me and him collectively didn't know shit, and he sent us out alone to diagnose a pool problem. And I do, like, study when I have to, you know, for this stuff, because I want to be good at my job. I don't want to be an idiot out there. And he sends the 2 idiots, and this pool is green and foamy. And I'm like, okay, so it might be these cleaners that you need. That might be what's happening. I don't, like, did we even add stuff to the pool? I don't know, because we just kind of looked at it and tried to, like, scoop the foam off of it. But me and that guy knew absolutely nothing, and that person got absolutely no help from the company. Unless somehow it worked out and I just didn't hear about it. In that case, lucky me, but I very much doubt it. And I will spoil that story, but yeah, this company ends up going under for fraud. because they're not able to do any of the pools that were already paid for. He probably didn't have the money anymore, type shits. So the second story is really hard for me to tell because I've thought about it so much over the years, and I feel like I barely still understand it exactly what happened here. Like I didn't even notice what happened at the time, and then like 20 minutes later I was like, "Oh no." And then like as I try to tell the story as the years go by, I'm like, "Wait, that makes sense. What they said is..." So, I'll just get to it. This is for my Walmart Epic eras, as always. I was doing online order filling. So, like, orders come in and we basically do all the shopping in the store. We go around fucking everywhere. And also, we bring groceries out to people's car as well. It's kind of a cool service. And it's still free at this point in time. It probably will stay free. I don't know. A lot of cool things about it have changed over the years, but, you know, profit's always the reason, I guess, and things like this. So if you're one of the people, multiple people assigned to be on dispensing duty, which is bringing the groceries out to people, you have to hold the phone, a phone that they give you, so that customers who park can call and say they're there. And also you get different like customers. If anything goes wrong, or just weird telemarketers feel like hopping in, tell me that my business is lacking, I'll say, yeah, of course you're right, but I can't help you with that. Anyway, so this one customer, no, it wasn't a customer who called me, it was a third-party customer service. They were calling me on behalf of a customer. We're on the phone. This gesture didn't make sense. I'm an asshole and I deserve all this. This third party is calling me, saying that a customer has to cancel their order because they're not gonna. I'm starting to not like this guy. Should we delete him? Right in the comments. Customer has to cancel their order because they're not gonna be able to pick it up. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. So I just need to know the customer's name so I can find their order and get rid of it. And they're like, customer's name is Stacy blah 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, okay. Stacy's mom has got it. Like, you know, singing the song because I'm a fucking idiot. By Fountains of Wayne. Stacy's mom. I hope you know that song. Go look it up right now if you haven't. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just look it up and come right back. Seriously. Seriously! Anyway. After I sing that, this third party starts talking weird nonsense, like, they are not able to attend because they start talking, but like they're like, then they stop and like they're getting like choppy with it, and they're like, the customer is still on the line listening, and they want to speak. So this customer was calling because their mom is in the hospital for COVID. That's why they can't pick up their groceries. Pay attention here. There's some weird details. They're canceling their order because their mom is in for COVID. So Stacy's mom, number one, does not have it going on. And number two, and this shit is deep and crazy, like acid crazy. The singer of Fountains of Wayne's mom died of COVID. Supposedly. Who knows? But isn't that some fuck shit? Like, how crazy did these glasses line up? I've never seen anything like it. And it freaked me out trying to understand the story for years. And like, I'm like just staring at it, I'm like, how could it be that bad and that good at the same time? Hope you're doing alright, Stacy's mom, and I am very sorry, Walmart, for that story. This is the last story here. Now, I'm going to be a little bit discreet with it for discreet reasons. But I was working at this restaurant an undisclosed amount of time ago. And one of the dishes we have is macaroni and cheese. But it's made in a special way that it's like kind of the best mac and cheese I've ever tasted. Like it's probably the best thing any mac and cheese. See what I mean? Got me tripping. It's the best mac and cheese anyone's ever tasted, except for like maybe like lobster mac or buffalo chicken mac, arguable. But this one's like smoked Gouda, and that's pretty bang. With some like cheese down on top too after the sauce, and it's baked. Yeah, it's great. So I'm bringing mac and cheese to this table, and me, knowing this is the best mac and cheese in the world, prepares to deliver this dish. And I set it down and say what it is. And they say, "Oh wow, I think that's a little too well done for us." And I'm like, "Yeah, it really is the best." Without, like, unironically, straight up, and walked away. I don't know if they ended up eating it. I think not, and that would totally be on me. But it was genuine not understanding, because I was like, I know this shit's dope, but I think they were trying to say that it was like the cheese on top was like too cooked or something. I didn't really understand, and to this day I really have no idea what the fuck they're talking about, but you know, everyone's got their preferences, that's alright. So I hope to do better in the future, or just get famous, so that I can make the government go through my customer service claims and not have to be involved with the process at all. That's just a simple dream, and it was just a simple story. So I hope you liked it. Life goes on. We're all going to keep learning. But don't forget that cool stuff that happens. See you around.